Okay, good evening and welcome to PhanTV. Tonight's game saw the Peterborough Dalrod Phantoms play host to the Sheffield Steeldogs in what was marked at the beginning of the weekend to be our best chance for a 4-point weekend. I think just a quick word, if I may, about last night's game against Milton Keynes. In all honesty, as much as you'll hear a number of MK fans complaining about how their team played rubbish, they weren't that bad. They weren't that bad at all. Phantoms were better. I think this is the first real time that Milton Keynes came up against our defence playing as a cohesive unit and playing well. The guys didn't really give in to the niggly stuff. There was no retaliation, just let it get on with it. And to be honest, that was seen in the refereeing as well. Again, we had Roman Sux last night, and a lot of that, it was just very clear that he was watching the whole game and not just reaction as we may have given the impression in the past. Alright, no, we've said it outright. So yeah, last night's game, first goal was Weldon from County. County brought all the attention onto himself, so Weldon could just coast in completely unmarked, unwatched, flicked it across the crease and Weldon just buried it. And from that point onwards, if you were watching the game, you'd have seen really the Lightning just didn't have a reply, they didn't know what to do. Despite the odd niggle here and there, it went pretty well. 1-1 at the end of the first. The penalty shot that was awarded in the third rather, was spot on, unfortunately. Jockilla had a clear run on goal. It was 1-on-1. He had a good scoring chance and was tripped. Penalty shot given, penalty shot scored. Also pretty textbook. There was nothing Damo could have done about that one. But the guys came back, scored, and then I think it was Andre with the last goal of the night, and it was an absolute beaut to watch as well. Excellent. So final score last night, Milton Keynes Lightning 2, Peterborough Dalrod Phantoms 3. And I think just one last word on the game really was one of the things we saw last night was that the Phantoms outworked, outshot and outscored the Lightning, and it was a good combination of all three.
Yeah, that's what you want to see, especially when I say at this point of the season where you need those points. Every point really does matter. It's good to see that all the team are pitching in as well.
Absolutely. Well, that's enough about last night. Let's have a look at the highlights from tonight. Okay, welcome back. Obviously the score from tonight, Peterborough Dalrod Phantoms 5, Sheffield Steeldogs 3. And Matt, first 4-point weekend.
Yeah, astonishing, obviously, to get it. I think the guys feel really happy about it, so that's all good as well. In fact, I'll tell you what, probably before we go any further about the game, we should probably have a look at some of the interviews that we've actually done with the players, because I think that really tells a lot of the story in regard to how they feel about it.
Excellent. Okay, well, I think in that case we'll turn you over to Andre Lauco, Joe Graham, and man of the match and captain, Jeff Glover.
Andre Lauco, a first 4-point weekend of the season. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good because, like you said, it's first time when we grabbed the 4 points weekend, and it was a really tough weekend for us because, you know, the last night we traveled to MK, just, you know, huge local derby, and we beat the MK, so it was great to grab 2 points, and tonight we all know we need to beat the Sheffield, and we just did job well, and it's perfect, grab 4 points weekend.
Definitely. And obviously now you put a bit of space between not just ourselves and Sheffield, but also get a bit closer to Bracknell and Swindon, who are chasing above us in the table.
Yeah, we are trying to secure the place for the playoff, and you know, we just would like to climb up in the table and just catch the teams ahead of us, like, you know, just jump over the Bracknell and Swindon.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you got a goal last night as well, didn't you, in Milton Keynes, is that right?
Yeah, it was a really nice score to goals the last night, especially, you know, when your goals helps the team get points, and lots of time before I said there is team victories on top and then your goals or your points, so it was perfect. We won in MK, get 2 points, and just there wasn't pressure on us tonight. We just all know we can beat the Sheffield, and we did it.
Yeah, and obviously that was the last time as well that we faced Sheffield this season now for the regular season. But it felt like everybody seemed to be clicking. Did you feel there was some good chemistry and some good feelings coming across the lines as well?
Yeah, we have a really good time in the locker room, and you know, just there is a really good group of the guys, and we just stay together and just believe each other. So yeah, we have fun time in the locker room.
Super. Now, obviously, next weekend as well, Swindon away, Manchester here on the Sunday. How do you feel that's going to be? Because they've been in some decent form lately, both teams.
Yeah, the last game when we played in Swindon, we didn't play well, and we lost 3-7, and it was a really bad game, and we played really bad. So now I think we need to be confident, we need to be stronger in our zone, and still we need to be simple in our zone. Just, you know, use the ball, use the glass, get back out of our zone and just wait for our chances, because, you know, if we are strong on the back, we can make lots of chances, and we have really smart forwards who can score lots of goals, so we can beat them. And Sunday night, the Manchester, we beat them after penalty shot and lost, so we had a really good game against them this season. So yeah, we have small ring, we can play physical against them, so I believe we can continue 4 points weekend next weekend.
Fantastic, Andre, that's good to hear. Thanks very much for coming and speaking to us tonight. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, Joe Graham. A fun weekend. I think you've been quite a busy man yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, getting a lot of ice time, but I'll be moaning if I wasn't, I guess. So
exactly.
I'm enjoying it. It's all part of the fun.
Definitely, and of course 4-point weekend, so you must be quite chuffed with that.
Yeah, very happy it's our first, so everyone's happy. Tough weekend overall, like ups and downs, but thought we came out better teams on both games.
Definitely. Now, how does it feel then to be able to obviously secure those 4 points in obviously over the 2 games?
Pretty good, yeah. It's a good feeling for now, but we've got a hard week of training, tough weekend next weekend, so just got to keep going, to be honest.
Definitely. Now, looking at last night's game and obviously tonight as well, following on, probably there aren't many propositions that are tougher to face in a row. Got 2 games in a row, Milton Keynes away and local derby, as it were, and then Sheffield here, who've been promising a rough one all season anyway. So how's it been to kind of get that?
Yeah, well, we knew what we was up against when we faced them 2 teams. Like MK is one of our rivals, but I think we see Sheffield as one of our rivals now. We look up to the game to face them type of teams anyway, but they come with extra toughness. So, you know, we knew that was going to come. We gave our good as what's it saying?
Good as we got.
Damn it, can we start again?
No, we're leaving that in. Jumping for joy, don't worry. But yeah, the game's as good as we got.
That's the one.
Excellent. Well, no, I'm glad. As well, you had a nice little line-up shot there for that you passed through to Glower to bang it away for I think it was our 4th goal. Do you kind of work on those sorts of plays as well in training?
Probably in training I would have shot it, to be honest, just to get rid of it. But not really. Like I like playing with G. G's pretty good on the power play, talks in defensive zone. So me and G pretty click. He's there most of the time anyway. Sometimes I can't get it through. Sometimes he's there. So seeing him, easy goal for G.
Lovely. It's always good to see you. You've got a smile on your face as well, so obviously feels good.
Yeah.
And now going forward as well, next weekend, Swindon away, Manchester here. So your job's not quite done yet. You've got a few more weeks left of the season anyway.
Yeah, I've got a few weeks, 7 or 8 weeks left. But yeah, got a tough weekend coming up. We know we can play with Manchester, them top teams. We've beat them this time, going good few games in the past. So hopefully we can beat them here again to add the points. And Swindon away is always tough. So.
Well, they've got top scorers in the league as well at the moment, Aaron Nell and Jonas Hug, I think.
Yeah, so. As long as we shut them down and play man-on-man on them and don't give them a chance to shoot them, they're not going to score, are they? So.
Joe, thanks very much for speaking to us.
Thanks very much.
Oh, yeah, feel good. Okay, so team captain, man of the match tonight as well, Jeff Glower, how do you feel? First 4-point weekend?
Yeah, long time in coming, but I guess it couldn't have happened at a better time, really, and to knock off our rivals. Really, 2 rivals. Milton Keynes and Sheffield are probably our 2 biggest rivals, that especially since I've been here anyways, and so it's definitely nice to pick up the 4 points. A little disappointed with how the 3rd period or the last 8 minutes went tonight, but we pulled out the win, and that's all we really care about right now.
Definitely. Now, those are well-earned and I think well-deserved points. Going forwards as well, you've got Swindon and Manchester next weekend, so it doesn't really get any easier. How do you feel it's going to be going forwards with that sort of opposition?
Well, I mean, yeah, Swindon's a tough place to go. I mean, we won there already once this year. I think it was in a shootout. And, hey, we showed that we could play on the road. I mean, we showed some real character last night in Milton Keynes. There's no reason why we can't do it next weekend. It is a tough place. They're in real good form right now. I feel like our form is getting better, and so that's a team we're chasing. So I think one game at a time. I think we can. We have to clean up some of the things especially some of the things that we did in the 3rd period tonight. But we'll hopefully work on them this week and go into next weekend with hopefully another chance to get 4 points.
Definitely. It was nice also to see King back in the nets as well this weekend after obviously his little neck tweak as well last weekend. Was he feeling quite sort of happy to be there?
Yeah, I think so. He's a tough kid. Yeah, we gave him a little bit of a break last weekend, and Dan came in and did a great job. Get him a little bit of playing time, some confidence. But yeah, Damo's fine as far as I know, and he's playing well. He made some big saves last night and again tonight. But that's just something we need him to do, and he's been doing it.
Definitely. All right, well, Jeff, we won't keep you too much longer anyway. Just probably a couple of questions. Firstly, how much of a difference do you think it was to not have Andre Pyatt out there against you tonight?
Well, he definitely likes to get our crowd going, doesn't he? He definitely brings a certain aspect to their team, and they do try to rough it up a little bit more when he's out there. But they still got a lot of skilled guys, and usually they showed tonight they're dangerous. It was 4-1. They bring it back to 4-3. Obviously, because he's suspended, he can't even be on the bench and be a coach. So maybe that's a loss for them. I'm not sad that he wasn't out there tonight.
Makes it easier, I suppose. Yeah, definitely. Just the final thing as well. Then, who do you fancy tonight for the Super Bowl? Ravens or 49ers?
Well, it's a coin flip. I think maybe I'll bet on the coin flip more than the game. I don't know. You could make a statement for either side, and I think it's pretty tough, really. 2 brothers coaching against each other in one of the biggest games in American sports, really. So if I do make a prediction, probably go against me, so maybe I'm saying Niners, so I guess if you're going to place a bet, maybe go with the Ravens. I really don't know, but hopefully it'll be a good game.
Good, all right. Jeff, thanks so much for doing this anyway. Okay. So there we go, some interesting points there made by the guys. Obviously feeling very not overwhelmed, I would say, but very happy about the weekend. But as we were saying, really good to see 4-point weekend. Guys are happy, like really happy about it. It couldn't have come at a better time as well, and obviously against the opposition as well was probably as good as it's going to get as far as the feeling goes.
Yeah, I mean local rivals and league rivals.
Exactly.
Definitely the best result we could have had. What I was intrigued to see coming through with the interviews, and obviously you expect them to be really happy and really positive, but again they were pushing the fact that everybody stepped up.
Yeah. Everybody
played for each other.
It's been a running theme throughout the entire season. Even when things haven't gone our way, it's been that we lose as a team as well as win as a team. Obviously, this weekend we saw winning as a team, and that counts for. You can't really change, sort of substitute that for anything else really. It's just really good to see, and means we have got a really good, close-knit bunch of guys who are willing to work for each other.
Absolutely. I think I will say something about the Steeldogs. Sedlar, their goalie, he gets made to look ordinary. Definitely. Which is a real shame because he is a very good goalie, but he's let down by a complete lack of a cohesive defence. Yeah,
I mean, we saw tonight as well, particularly I think it was in the third period here, saw some cracking, absolutely amazing saves that he was pulling off, and just showing, technically he's got a lot of ability, and I think maybe that the Steeldogs have been blessed with like overly solid net minding in the past, that they have to sort of maybe change their style a bit, but it's definitely
well, indeed. I mean, Passy Reitman, Ben Bounds, to an extent Dimitri Zmostra, he showed a lot of talent, but he was let down by his defence.
Yeah.
And Zedlar's working the same way. He's working very well.
Yeah.
I think the other one, and this is a real shame, was, I mean, you could see Steve Duncan after the empty netter went in. He was absolutely heartbroken by that.
He was completely shattered by it, wasn't he? But again, I think that just goes to show really that team players, they bleed for their team, and in this case, his heart was probably bleeding quite badly after that. And although it's always good for us to see Phantoms overcoming those particular obstacles, it does you've got to kind of put a little bit of a word out really for guys who are aching for that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I think the last point I've got for tonight is man of the match. Now, today, really, you could have just taken a pin, stuck it in the team sheet, and any one of those guys could have picked it up. I think, I mean, Jeff earned it without a doubt, but you could have picked anyone out of that team and they would have been just as worthy, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, I think that just goes to show, really, how solid the guys have been as a team. Things are really clicking. They're really feeling really positive about it. Even when things aren't going their way, they're showing the character to get up and do something about it. It's just good to see, and obviously still got plenty of work to do to get to the end of the season and through to the playoffs, but they're showing good signs at the moment.
Okay, but before we get to the playoffs, obviously we've got next weekend to get through.
Absolutely.
Swindon Wildcats away in Swindon, obviously, next weekend, and then we see the Manchester Phoenix return again next Sunday. I think when you look at the character the guys have shown, when you look at the work and effort they're putting in, I probably wouldn't go as far to say, we could see another 4-point weekend next weekend, but I definitely think if we don't win, it's going to be exceptionally close.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a case that Swindon, they've had a decent weekend as well, this weekend as well, so they're going to have a bit of momentum as well to carry forward. Obviously, Phantoms had a great weekend, so they're going to be well up for it, hopefully, and obviously they're coming back here for Sunday for Manchester. Fingers crossed we're going to have another point to prove against them, because we've shown that we can do it, beat them in the past.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. I think that's enough from us tonight. Final score this evening, Peterborough Dalrod Phantoms 5, Sheffield Steeldogs 3. Adding on top of that to last night, where it was Milton Keynes Lightning 2, Peterborough Dalrod Phantoms 3. Great 4-point weekend, great game of hockey, just a fantastic weekend as well.
Great feeling, yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Right, well, good night from us, and we'll see you very soon.
Good night.